happened to get in at the last of it. So I came and I found out, what's this guy up to? What he has done, he's taken, there's a lot of wasteful, stupid spending in America. And he has taken the 102 of the ridiculous things that we spend money on around here, and he's listed them. He started several days ago. 102, protecting the Michigan insect collection from other insects, $187,000. Number 101, highway beautified by fish art in Washington, $10,000. It goes on and on and on. And over those last few evenings, he said that he listed these. Well, last night was the last, the last 20 of them. Let me real quickly run over these in reverse order. This is number 20, researching how paying attention improves performance to difficult tasks in Connecticut. That was just $850,000. Kentucky, the Transportation Department awarded contracts to companies associated with the road contractor accused of bribing the previous state transportation secretary, $24 million. Number 18, Amtrak losing $32 per passenger nationally, but awarded with a windfall of $1.3 billion. Widening in Arizona interstate, even though the company that won the contract has a history of tax fraud and pollution. $21.8 billion. Now, I'm going to submit this for the record, but get on down to the last things. Number 9, resurfacing a tennis court in Montana, $50,000. Number 8, University of Indiana studying why young men do not like to wear, I'm not going to say that. Number 7, funds for Massachusetts roadway construction to companies that have defrauded taxpayers, polluted the environment, and have paid tens of thousands of dollars in fines for violating workplace safety laws, and the millions of dollars he sent there. Number 6, sending 11 students and 4 teachers from the Arkansas University to the UN Climate Change Convention in Copenhagen, using almost 54,000 pounds of carbon dioxide from the air travel alone. That's $50,000. Number 5, winding down to number 1. Number 5, Storytelling Festival in Utah, $15,000. Number 4, doormats in the Department of the Army in Texas, $14,000. Number 3, University in New York, researching young adults who drink malt liquor and smoke pot. That's only $389,000. Number 2, solar panels for climbing gym in Colorado, $157,000. And last, number 1, grant for one Massachusetts university for robo-bees. Robo-bees are miniature flying robo-bees, and that was $2 million. Now, I want to ask you, Mr. President, what do you think? All 102 of these projects have in common. Do you think these are congressional earmarks? I bet a lot of people out there probably thinks they are. They're not. The one thing they have in common, they're all done by the president, President Obama. You know, he said back when they passed the $787 billion stimulus bill, he said there would not be one earmark in this bill. Well, everything that you're looking at there was all in this bill. That was not done by members of Congress. That was done by unelected bureaucrats. Here, the inconvenient truth is that we do have a problem with earmarks in America, but it's not congressional earmarks. I was distressed the other day when I saw last Thursday that my fellow Republicans over in the House did something they shouldn't have done. They actually said that we're going to put a permanent moratorium on all earmarks that we in the Republican Party have over it in there. Let's stop and think about that. One of the things that people don't understand is if you kill what they call and what people think is a congressional earmark, it doesn't save a penny. What happens to it, because it's part of an underlying bill, is it goes to the bureaucracies, the unelected bureaucrats, the president, President Obama. And I'd suggest that there is a serious problem with what the House did. They resolved that is a policy of the Republican conference that no member shall request a congressional earmark, limited tax benefit, and so forth, all in conjunction with Clause 9, Rule 21 of the Rules of the House of the 111th Congress. Let's see what that is. Clause 9 of Rule 21 applies to all legislation in the House of Representatives, whether it be authorization, appropriation, tax, or tariff. That's what we're supposed to be doing here. And they've said, we're not going to do it. And I think that's rather interesting because we all, everyone in this room who serves here, I've done it 4 times, we take an oath of office. In that oath of office, we solemnly swear that we will support and bear true allegiance to the Constitution of the United States. And here they have come out and said, we're not going to do that. This is mind-boggling that this can take place. This is it's something that will have to be reversed. You know, when you go back and you look at the Federalist Papers, that was James Madison, the father of the Constitution. He made it very clear. He's the one that coined the phrase, power of the purse. That's what we do here. In the Constitution, in Article 1, Section 9, it says what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to do the appropriations and spend the money that comes in. That's what we're supposed to do. That's our constitutional responsibility. So we have a serious problem in this and what they're talking about, the moratorium. And I think there are some of those who want to do this want the Senate to do it. I'm hoping that we won't. I'm hoping we won't just follow course because I respect my friends over in the House, but they made a mistake. And we don't want to march down that same path. I think it's very important for us to understand. Earmarks, what they call appropriations over here, that's what an earmark is, if you want to define it. They don't save any money. That money merely goes to the bureaucracy so that they can spend it. All 102 of the things that I just mentioned were the bureaucratic earmarks. Not one of them was a congressional earmark. So we have this as a very serious problem right now. One of the reasons that I have always said that I don't like the idea of the earmark discussion is that people don't understand. They think somehow earmarks are something that if you eliminate, you save money. You don't save a cent. By the way, earmarks of the spending that takes place is discretionary, not mandatory, but discretionary spending. It constitutes 1.5%. Well, I'm concerned about the 98.5%. For that reason, I've introduced a bill that is very similar to something that President Obama said. Everyone rejoiced during the State of the Union message when he stood up and he said, I'm going to freeze non-defense discretionary spending at the 2010 level. And everyone applauded. They thought that was a great statement to make until I went back and I looked to see, and I found out that non-defense discretionary spending had increased between 2008 and 2010 by act of this President Obama by 20%. And so what he's saying is we're going to increase discretionary spending by 20%, and then we're going to freeze it. Well, I don't want to freeze. I want to bring it back down. So we have, I've taken the same bill now and said we're going to freeze that at 08 levels. And I would encourage my friends, we have now about 40-some co-sponsors of that legislation. So that being the case, I hope that we will look very carefully and consider not just what people are thinking out there, but do them a great service and tell them, in fact, what the real issue is on earmarks. With that, Mr. President, I will yield the floor. Suggest the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Akaka.